This palette, so far, straight trash. Hey friends, what is up? Welcome to today's video. Today I have a ton of new drugstore products to review for you guys. This is going to be like a get ready with me story time life update video. So I must warn you guys, it might be quite long. So if you don't like these kind of videos, then feel free to skip this video and catch me on my next one. If you guys like videos like this, then stick around and let's get into this. So the first thing I want to do is shout out Beauty Big Bang on Instagram for sending me some products to review for you guys. I have a translucent powder, I have a liquid lipstick, and an eyeliner. They are on Instagram, like I said, very affordable drugstore price. Now you can't find them at the drugstore, but you can go on Instagram and find them and go to www.beautybigbang.com to check out their products. This is their card right here. I will leave the website link down below if I can remember, and their Instagram. So I will be using those products today. But first, I'm going to do my brows, and I am trying out the Milani Stay Put brow color and dark brown. Now this isn't a new product, but it is new to me, and I got some recommendations to try this out, that this was really good, sort of like a dupe for the Anastasia Dip Brow. So you guys know I'm like weird about my brows because I'm like not a big brow person, but I am weird about what I use on them just so they can look somewhat decent, since I'm not on fleek brow girl. But anyways, we're going to test this out, and I'm just going to kind of speed up this process just really quickly because this video is going to be long enough, and then I will tell you guys what I think about the brow product as we get further into the tutorial, like as we move on.
Under the bright skies, only sunshine. Under the
So I will say that I do like this Milani brow gel. I'm going to keep giving it a try, but I do really like the color, and it was pretty easy to apply. I do so far enjoy this translucent powder, but I will say it was a biatch to get open. I mean, I like stuck my hand trying to get it open, and I broke the container. I couldn't like get the plastic off. It just, that was very, very annoying, but we're going to keep moving on and see how the translucent powder works on the face. So first off, I picked up this new Rimmel Magnify Eyes Color Edition. This is really pretty, and I was like, why not give it a try? It's new from the drugstore. I told you guys that I would be reviewing some new drugstore for you guys, so we're going to get into this. I'm not going to really be talking about like what colors I'm applying on my eye and things like that. I mean, you guys are going to see it, but I need to get into this like story time, this life update, etc. One thing I am seeing here is that there's not a lot of like mattes to work with, like transition shades. So I don't really like that too much, but we are going to make it work and slay this eye look. So, a while back, you guys know that I went to Sally's and picked up some of the collab makeup line to review for you guys. And they had a deal going on, like if you spent so much money on the collab makeup that you got a free brush. Now, the brush that I wanted was the foundation brush, because you guys know that I love a good foundation brush, and they were out of it. So the manager was there and she said, I can just give you a rain check. Okay, awesome. So she's like, just call up here or stop in and check and see if we have it, or we can give you a call, whatnot. So I'm like, okay, that's awesome. Well, my life's been crazy and all over the place, but we'll get into that. So I hadn't made it back up there. And plus, I don't go to Sally's a lot, especially since I switch the brand of hair dye I use. I just go to Hot Topic to buy it because I wear the Arctic Fox now. So I went up there with my mom, and she was getting some, hair care products. She likes to go to Sally's and see, what new hair care they have, if they have anything, and, she gets my daughter's hair stuff there as well. They have a lot of the Shea Moisture line, which we know we can get at other places, but sometimes they have things that, we haven't seen at other stores around here. So, I went up to the register because I didn't have my rain check. Because like I said, things have been really crazy and all over the place. And so I don't even know what happened to that rain check. For all I know, it got thrown away. I mean, I looked all over the place for it. But when they wrote me a rain check, they took a copy of my paper. So I figured, no big deal. I'll be able to get the brush because they have me on file. So I walk up to the girl that was there that day, which I believe was the manager on duty. And I said, hi, I was wondering if I could get my foundation brush, because you guys have it in now, from the Collab Beauty line. I got a rain check written for me because you guys were out of the brush, and I just hadn't gotten a chance to make it back up here to pick my brush up. And I went on to tell her that I was unsure about what happened with my original copy, but I said, I know that you guys have a copy and you have me on file, so can you just use that to look me up? Does that work? Now, I don't know the policy there. I was just giving it a shot. I figured it wouldn't hurt, right? Wrong. This chick was so flippin' rude to me. She's like, no, we can't do that. We need your copy. Instead of just being like, I'm sorry, it's against policy, you had to have your copy, whatever. It's a foundation brush. It's not that serious. And I could have better appreciated her being more professional, but she just talked with this really nasty, harsh tone. So then, me, I got upset, and I'm like, so then what was the point in taking a copy from me if you couldn't honor it? If you couldn't honor the rain check, things happen, what if something happened and somebody lost the rain check like I did? And she's like, well, we just have to have both. We do that for our record, but we have to have both in the file. Still talking with this very rude tone. I mean, it was to the point where my mom was even like, wow. So I got really upset because, like I said, I didn't know that information. And I feel as though, why you got to be rude about it. I am explaining to you that I had no idea that I had to have my rain check. You could have just been nicer and more professional because you're in a place of business. This is your job. You're supposed to be professional. You're in customer service. And she was not professional at all. So I'm talking to my mom and I'm telling her how irritated I am because I felt like this girl was super rude, and I shop at Sally's all the time, and I wish I had known that I had to have my rain check paper in order for them to honor, the whole thing, because if I had known that, I never would have even have tried to get the brush. But she didn't have to be rude, and I said, I'm just not going to be shopping at Sally's anymore because I really don't like how I was treated. And like I said, I would go to Sally's a lot and spend quite a bit of coin there trying out some of their new makeup products. And you guys know Sally's is not the cheapest place to go for beauty products. But hey, if there's something that you guys want me to review or something new that I should be reviewing and they only carry it at Sally's, well then I'm going to go there and get the product. But I decided after that I will no longer be shopping at Sally's, and I was so upset, and I'm like, I'm not going to get into an argument with this lady. And my mom's like, well, you should have said something to her. You should have told her like how unprofessional she was and how you you know, come in and spend a lot of money in the store, and just the way that she addressed you was very rude and you didn't appreciate it. And I was like, you know what, Mom, I just felt like it wasn't even worth my time. Like, I felt like at that point I was going to lose myself and I was going to kind of like get ghettofied, which I don't want to do, and not be professional myself working in the customer service industry and, you know, doing business with people. Two wrongs don't make a right is how I felt. So I went home, and a week later, well, maybe it wasn't a week later. It wasn't. It was a couple of days later. I was thinking about it after I took and dropped my daughter off at school. And I'm thinking about how this lady treated me, and I'm like, you know what? I should just go back in there. I should see if the manager, a different manager's there, or at least if the manager that wrote me the rain check is there. Not so I could get the brush, because I didn't care about that at this point. I just needed them to know that one of their employees was not being professional. So I go in there, and a different manager was there. It was a manager that I'm more familiar with. I see her a lot when I go in there and purchase things. I'm going to be going into some of these diamond dust powders. I got these from Shop Miss A, and you guys know everything on that site is $1. If you didn't know, now you know everything on that site is $1. But they have these new diamond powders, which are so pretty. And this one looks like it has like some pink shift to it. This entire set was only $10. And this is number 1203. So I'm going to be putting some glitter glue over top of this like glitter that I have going on and like pressing this in. So anyways, back to the story. I walk up to her and I'm like, you know, can I talk to you when you get a second? Because she was with a customer. I wasn't trying to be rude. And she's like, absolutely. So she says, you know, what's going on? And I don't normally use like the brushes from the palette, but I guess I'm going to today because it's little. And she's like, you know, what can I do for you, girl? How you doing? And I'm like, you know, the other day I was in here and one of your employees was extremely rude to me. And I told her the entire story and everything and how it played out. And I said, you know, it wasn't that serious. Like, policy is policy. I'm not trying to, you know, get anybody in trouble, but I just felt like she could have been more professional. So she, this is beautiful. Oh my goodness. Wow. This is stunning. And look at how it just really shifted the eyeshadow. Look at this. I just got to take a second to just, wow. Can we just appreciate this for 1 second? I'm just tapping that on, by the way. So anyways, she apologized to me and she's like, go ahead and get the brush. I'm going to write a note for Gloria to see as to why I'm doing this and like basically like how you were treated, and if she has any questions about the situation she could call me or, you know, talk to that manager, which I really appreciated. But like I said, I wasn't trying to get the brush at this point. Like, I was over it. I just wanted her to know how rude, you know, the woman that I encountered was. And it's unfortunate because I couldn't even remember her name because I was so mad. And she asked me to describe her, and I pretty much described everybody that worked in there. So they all have, like, dark hair. But anyway, the lesson here is if you get a rain check from Sally's, be sure you don't lose that little tiny piece of paper that they give you. Put it up somewhere safe if you want to go back and get your product, because apparently they don't honor it once you lose that rain check. So, just letting y'all know that if you want your product, you better hang on to that paper. I don't know that I'm filling the Rimmel eyeshadow palette, because it seems like the shadow underneath that I used, like the Rimmel one, kind of like caked up on me a little bit on this eye, which is not cool at all. And it is doing the same thing on this eye. And as you guys can see, I am just like tapping, tapping, tapping. And it is not smooth like my other eyeshadow palettes when I'm putting things on top. So I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know how I feel about this palette. I've never used eyeshadow from Rimmel before, and I don't know that I'm going to use it again. I mean, it could be just the combination of products, but we'll have to see. Anyways, I am blending product out here. The shadows just seem really dry, is the best way for me to explain it. They seem extremely dry. They are pigmented, and like they do blend out nicely, but they aren't the best at layering. I don't even know if you guys can see this, but like my eyes, they look horrible. They look disgusting. Not a fan of these shadows. And I rarely ever say that I'm not a fan of eyeshadows, but this is looking a hot mess, you guys. This is not what I thought was going to happen, but you never know until you try some products out. So I'm just going to use these AOA Rosewater makeup wipes and wipe off this fallout from the pigment, which you guys know if you use pigment, it's very normal to have fallout. But I do my eyes first, as you know. So I'm taking a break from my eyes, like I said, and we're just going to move right along here to the face, which is something I don't normally do, but I got to take a break from my eyes because I'm just getting so frustrated. I don't know how they're picking up on camera, but in person, they look like straight trash. This palette, so far, straight trash. Not feeling it. So I'm going to go in with this Soap & Glory One Heck of a Blot Primer. Never tried it before, but I hear great things about it. So, another thing that has been going on in my life is, for those of you who do not know, my husband works for the government. He spent 4 years in the military, and when he got out, he worked at Ford, but got laid off a lot. So, we were lucky enough that in it was the end of 2014, I believe. So like August of 2014, he got a new job working for the government. But even though he has a really good job, when the government pops off with these government shutdowns, it affects his job. Meaning he has to still go to work while the shutdown is in place, and he doesn't get paid. When the shutdown is lifted, of course, you get your money. They do like a back pay, but bills don't stop. You know what I mean? Like, your bills are still happening while they're on the shutdown, holding your money from you. This is that collab brush, which I'm going to try to use it, but I also have the Flower Beauty blender, which I've heard amazing things about, so I'm going to dampen that real quick, and then we will continue with our story. So here's the blender now that I got it nice and damp. It's like super soft and fluffy, so I'm really excited about it. A lot of people have compared it to the Beauty Blender, so I'm pretty pumped to use it. Also, I'm going to be finally trying out the number 7 foundation. This is the Stay Perfect foundation for all skin types. Coverage is medium, non-stop complexion, non-stop complexion perfection, all day wear, hypoallergenic. It has SPF 15 in it. I got it in the shade Hazelnut. It says long-lasting foundation for a naturally flawless complexion with super staying power. This comfortable foundation feels lightweight and breathable and gives an even tone, beautifully smooth complexion that looks fresh all day. It can be relied on to stay perfect up to 17 hours of wear, weatherproof, transfer proof, it won't cake or flake on dry skin, nor slide or shine on oily skin. Looks great no matter what, and it's fragrance free. So if you don't know anything about the Boots company, Boots number 7, they really are involved in people's skin. And it says here hypoallergenic because all skin can be sensitive. So all their products are hypoallergenic and they are kind to even the most sensitive skin. So before I apply that, I did go over my eyes again, and they are going to be what they're going to be. I'm going to throw on some mascara really quickly, and really quickly from the Beauty Big Bang, I'm going to use the eyeliner that they sent me. This is a matte black eyeliner, and I swatched it on my hand a couple days ago, and it is very matte. It's very pretty too. So I'm going to throw on a wing just really quickly here, and we'll get back to our story. Alright, so the goal is to apply this foundation with this collab angled brush and the Beauty Blender. We're going to see how it goes and which one I like better. But anyways, going back into our story. So yeah, when the government pops off and they start acting crazy, my husband has to go to work and pretty much work for free. I mean, it is until they lift the shutdown and then they get their back pay. But like I said, your bills don't stop and they want their money, you know, regardless. And times is rough. You don't always have a ton of money just sitting around. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the struggle be real. Sometimes we really do live paycheck to paycheck. I mean, I don't know that there are too many people that are fortunate enough not to, and if you are, that's awesome. So with the brush, it didn't soak up too much of the product. Let's give it a try here with the Beauty Blender and see if I get more coverage on the other side. It's really pretty though. It is flawless. I do have some dewiness coming through. But anyways, you know, when you live paycheck to paycheck, you count on your money. You need your money. And nobody wants their money, like, played with. So it's very frustrating when the government does stuff like that. So I know that in some of my videos recently, they haven't seemed like I've been super pumped, super enthused, or anything like that. And that's just because I was dealing with all of that and going through a rough time. I'm going to continue with the Beauty Blender because I like it better, I think. I like the way that it's sitting on my skin better with the Beauty Blender, so we're gonna continue with that. But anyways, that's just, it's rough and it's scary, and I don't get all into government stuff all like that. I like to keep my opinion to myself about the people in office and the president, but I'm just saying, when they do these shutdowns, they still get to collect their coins. So if somebody started messing with their money, I feel like they wouldn't be in office arguing forever. They would agree way more quickly. I mean, I know that I would. I'd be like, I'm trying to get my check. And so I just don't think it's right. You know, it's not just about, like, you know, people's paychecks either. I mean, that's a lot to do with it. But when there's a shutdown, all things shut down. So people who are collecting unemployment, their unemployment gets held. People who have funding for school, they're not getting it. you know, until it's lifted, and it just sets everything behind. And I don't think that that's right. I don't think that that's fair. And it really put a lot of stress on me, and it really sent me back into like my depression, and you know, my anxiety was at an all-time high, and it was just like rough. And like I said, they have since lifted the shutdown, but you know, we might be dealing with this again in February. So far, I really am liking this foundation. It does look a little like dewy. The coverage is very nice, but it has like a nice glow from within. So I'm going to be trying the Maybelline Fit Me concealer again. You guys know I've tried this before, and I wasn't like a big fan, but I got the shade Honey number 30. So we're going to see if I like it better, since I have a little bit of a lighter shade. And we are going to be using that Big Bang Beauty translucent powder as well to set this. So that leads, ooh, this is light. Oh no, Sheena, might be too light. Anyways, that leads me to the next thing that's going on. So I did get a new job, and I wasn't like out looking for anything. It was one of those jobs that had come across my way 2 other times before I actually decided to like go for it. And my friend actually convinced me to just go for it. She's like, you know, my boss is rooting for you, and it is in the beauty industry. So I am very excited for that, because, you know, makeup and skincare, you know, just beauty in general is my passion. And it's full-time. It's more pay than I was making at my current job, which I put my 2 weeks in yesterday, and it was a very like sad, emotional time for me, because that is the first job that I had, you know, right after everything with my boys. I hadn't worked for 2 years besides just focusing on my YouTube, and I don't know, I have a soft spot in my heart for, you know, my current job that I'm leaving. I have built a lot of relationships, friendships there. I didn't expect that, and that job really helped me, you know, get myself back out there, because I was so afraid to, you know, be around people and engage. I have been terrified of that. Just anxiety and depression, you guys, is no joke. It's real. People struggle with it. I have good and bad days, and Save-A-Lot was like a stepping stone for me. For those of you who didn't know, that's where I was working as a boneless cutter. Can you believe that? And working in meat and produce, and also working in produce. And I've loved my job there. I've loved the opportunity. I've loved the fact that I've been able to kind of grow back into myself and like get my life back. It's been amazing. And I really couldn't ask for, you know, better employees and friends there. They've all been awesome. I'm just going to go in with my LA Color Pro powder, because I don't have a new one. I'm setting my face, and then I'm going to contour. I know I'm like kind of doing this a little bit backwards, but trying to bring some life back to my face, because this powder is great AF, and that leads me to believe that there's probably some flashback. So I'm kind of going in with that LA Girl powder, because I'm not trying to have that. But anyways, I'm glad I got the opportunity to put myself back out there and, like, you know, start somewhere after my kids. But now it's time for me to take the next step. I do believe that this is the next step, like in my life, in my beauty career. This is like the next part of my journey, and I'm like ready to take it on, honestly. I'm not really liking the way my under eyes are looking. It's like that translucent powder. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's like it really clung to the concealer. I just used my Ulta contour palette really quickly, and now I'm just going back in with that powder, making sure everything is set and blended, because the struggle is real right now. Also, this is an AOA blush palette that I got, and they were four individual wrapped blushes. I'm going to go in with this dark shade here. It's really pretty. Looks pigmented. Ooh, that's pretty. And I know with this like new step, I have a lot of support, but honestly, your girl's doing this for herself, you know? I'm really excited. When I got offered the job, I was like literally losing it on the phone, and then I cried, like straight happiness though, you guys. I am thrilled, and I just can't believe it. Like, I'm just in awe still. Can't believe it. Like, I feel like I'm gonna be in there starting the job, and I'm still gonna be like, is this my job? Is this real life? So I will be doing makeup on clients. I will be booking appointments, and my new company is just doing big things. And I will get more into detail about like where I'm gonna be and stuff like that once I start working and getting more comfortable with the position, and you know, having the correct news to share with you guys, because I don't want to tell you the wrong information. So I will be letting you guys know that. And if any of you guys are in the area, you can come up and get your makeup done and hang out with me, you know? So I'm going to be going in with these Eylure and Lee lashes. I know I'm doing like everything like so backwards today, but listen, this makeup look was not going the way that I had planned for it to work. The wing that I have going on ended up being way more massive than I wanted it to be, but I really had to go over it a few times because it was giving me a run for my money. That liner, it was like not really staying put. So that liner really wasn't staying put, so I had to go over it a few times. I just do not like the way my under eyes look. Like, I can see so much of my like darkness coming through. I gotta fix this, you guys. I don't know if it's the concealer or the powder or a combination, but I do not like it. And I am not going out like that. Right, I feel like that is a bit better. I'm really bright under the eyes at this point, but I'm going to go in with this new Maybelline Master Chrome in Molten Rose Gold. You guys know that I like the regular Molten Gold, so I had to get this one. Whoa. Whoa. Ooh, calm down. I'm going to take this white LA Girls liner and just like open up the eye. Alright, so my memory card ran out of memory and space because I've really been filming that long. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this video up. But the last thing that I wanted to address in this video is I know that everybody and their mom and dad are talking about this whole situation with Tarte and their new Shape Tape foundation. And I just want to speak out on that really quickly. I mean, it's hard to really speak out on any topics because people automatically think that you're like trying to use the race card or something. And honestly, it's not like that. So if you think that that's how it is, then just feel free to exit. Keep your opinion to yourself. I'm entitled to my opinion, and if you don't like it, you don't have to listen to it. But I do see why people were mad about the color selection that they released. But I will say that a lot of times companies do things right at the right time when there's not really a lot of drama going on, I kind of want to say, and it gives everybody something to talk about, something to complain about. Now, as a black woman, do I think that the foundation range sucks? Absolutely. I'm not going to sit here and deny that. I think it's crap. But there are a lot of companies that do that. They bring out a select few shades. I mean, if we're going to be mad at one company, is what I'm getting at, then we need to be mad at everybody who decides to do that. At every single company who wants to bring out 5 shades and only one of them is dark, and it's not even really dark, it's like my highlight shade. I don't agree with that. But I also don't agree with just attacking one specific brand because they aren't the first brand to have done this, and I'm telling you all right now, they will not be the last brand to do this. I think the thing is, people expect better from Tarte, because I'm going to tell you right now, I expect better from Tarte. Tarte is a really big company. They have put out some really amazing products over the past, and a lot of people love Tarte, so it was really disappointing to see a company like Tarte that truly knows better to just kind of throw their products out and not take every skin tone into consideration. I mean, if you are planning to release more colors, then why didn't you just wait and release them? I know they said they got really excited about releasing the Shape Tape foundation because, everybody loved the Shape Tape concealer so much, but at the end of the day, I don't feel like that as a brand or a company, as someone who's professional, that you should allow your excitement to push you to release products that you simply aren't ready to release because your full line isn't released. It just, in my opinion, it comes off as an afterthought. Like, everyone of darker skin color is an afterthought. Like, we're going to release these, take mahogany, take caramel beige, and take deep cocoa, and there you go, and we'll release some other ones when we have them all sorted out and we're ready. Like, I don't like the way that came off, and like I said, for a brand like Tarte, it is just disappointing. It's disappointing. I mean, with this time frame that we live in now, people just get so turned up and so upset over things, so like, I just feel like everyone knew that this whole topic was going to go up in flames. But yeah, that's just all I have to say about that. I mean, and it's unfortunate and it sucks because I really do love the Tarte brand, but at the same time, I do feel like this release was just thrown out there and it was way too rushed. And I don't want to be an afterthought personally, so even when they do come out with more shades, like, I still love Tarte, I still support Tarte, I just won't be buying that foundation. Like, I'm just not interested in it anyways. There are so many other brands out there that are more affordable, so much cheaper, like Maybelline, that has an excellent shade range. So, there's high-end, there's Fenty, like, there's just other companies that I would just rather invest my money in. So, yeah, that's that. I'm going to be going in with this Big Bang Beauty in dark brown. This is their liquid lipstick, and hopefully this works out. Alright, you guys, so this is the completed look here. We saved this look. It's gorgeous. I love the way it turned out. I did have to work quite some time and fight with some of the products, but I really am impressed with this, and I will say, I thought this liquid lipstick was going to be sticky, but it's not, and I really like the color. I like the finish. So I know that this video was quite long already, but I don't want to leave you guys hanging. I will be back later on tonight to do a check-in and let you guys know my final thoughts on the products and the things that I liked and didn't like. I want you guys to see how my face wore throughout the day and the night, because it is Thursday and I do have line dance. So I'm sorry that this is a million years long, but in order for me to do my job and give you good feedback, then you guys need to see it and I need to talk about it. So I will see you guys in a few hours. Alright, you guys, so I'm back with my final thoughts and review on all of today's products used. I'm going to zoom you guys in a little bit closer so you can see my face. Great, so as you guys can see, the liquid lipstick is very worn down. This is the Beauty Big Bang Matte Liquid Lipstick in dark brown. I did reapply this liquid lipstick like after dinner before I went to line dance, and this is from 2 mozzarella sticks and a glass of wine. So it is really pretty and it is really comfortable, but it does not wear for a really long time. It doesn't wear as long as a lot of my other liquid lipsticks. Guys, don't mind my hair. I was at line dance, I came home and like threw my hair up in this nasty ponytail. But anyways, it doesn't wear as long as a lot of my other liquid lipsticks, although it is beautiful and the formula is comfortable. So all in all, I actually did like it. It's just one of those liquid lipsticks that I will find myself using when I have a quick event to go to, not for all day wear. So like if I'm going to work or something like that, I probably won't reach for this as much just because it doesn't wear as long. As far as the Beauty Big Bang Loose Translucent Powder, the translucent powder is really super smooth, but I probably should have got a different shade because I got natural color and it just made me super, super bright under the eyes. It was like a little intense for me, so I should have got a darker shade, but the formulation of it was smooth, so I liked it for that, but I'm probably going to pass it along to a friend or someone just because I think it's just too light for my skin tone. And I didn't take that into consideration when I was picking it out. Next up, I have the Beauty Bang Liquid Liner. Now, this I am going to continue using. I feel like this didn't get a fair shot because I was having some issues with my eyeshadow. And I'm going to take off my glasses here so you guys can actually like see my eyes and see like my face. Obviously, don't mind the lines from my glasses, but going back to being bright under the eyes, I'm like, holy crap, bright underneath the eyes. But anyways, I feel like this didn't get a fair shot because I was having problems with my eyeshadow and my eyes were watering and all kinds of stuff. So I am going to keep this and I am going to continue to use it because it's really pigmented and it's matte and it's affordable. So you guys know how I am about my liquid liners. As far as the Rimmel Magnificent Eyes Color Edition, I'm going to have to pass on this. The shadows were so drying. So drying. Although I got like the matte stippling out beautifully, I just felt like the shimmer shadows like crumbled up on my eyelids, which I didn't like. And you guys know me. I do not trash talk products. I do not rip apart products. But I'm going to have to say that I would have to pass on this because I just felt like this was garbage. And I really just didn't like it. So, I'm going to be taking this back and trying out something different. I am glad I did pick it up to try it out because I wouldn't know if I liked it or not, and I wouldn't know whether or not I should recommend it to you guys. And this, I'm sorry you guys, I just cannot recommend it. If you're new and just getting into makeup, this is going to be a struggle for you and you would end up taking it back anyways. So honestly, unless you've been doing makeup forever or your makeup artists are professional, you're not going to want to fight to work with this, and the fight was real, so this is a no for me. Of course, you guys know this Maybelline Master Chrome Highlight and Rose Gold, you guys. Bam. This highlight is still killing it. I really, really like this highlight, but you guys know I like the other one, so this is a go for me. This Matte Finish Wet n Wild Photo Focus Primer, I really, really liked the very first one that came out. I don't know if this kept me matte, Looking at myself in the mirror, I look like I'm matte, but like a soft satin matte. But looking in the camera, like what I see in the camera is just like Oil City. And I don't know if it was the combination of products, because I did use the Maybelline Fit Me concealer, which I need to give another try, you guys, because I didn't know if the concealer wasn't good or good coverage. I don't think that this is like super full coverage though. So let me see if I can find the pieces to the package, since I just ripped everything to shreds over here. Okay, so it's a natural looking coverage of flaws and imperfections. So I don't know about that, but it is a natural looking concealer. I'm kind of 50-50 up in the air about this. I know a lot of people really like it, so I am going to be trying it again. And I'm going to go back to the setting spray, because I couldn't tell if I liked this from one use. I mean, my makeup is still like on fleek. It has stayed put, so if that's the case, it did do its job. But I don't really know if it was like mattifying. It seemed more dewy. As far as the number 7 Stay Perfect foundation, I will say that this has worn very nicely. I always, you know, my foundation sinks into my smile lines on my face, but my skin, at the end of the day, it does look flawless. And this does actually remind me a lot of my Urban Decay Naked Skin foundation, but this is half the price. So I am going to keep using this, but color match, perfect. Stayed on, perfect. And I've had this foundation on for 10.5 hours, you guys. So really not bad for that amount of time. My under eyes are just pissing me off. They don't look good, you guys. But I do like this foundation. I love this Flower Beauty Beauty Blender. It is still soft. Like, this was that jam. Can't really give you guys a review on this because I didn't really use it but for a hot second, so I am going to use this again because I don't feel it would be fair to judge it, but ultimately it seemed like all of my other foundation brushes, if we're going to be honest here. What am I missing? Oh, the blush palette from AOA. Beautiful. But I love the AOA brand from Shop Miss A. It's so affordable. This is good stuff. This is the Soap and Glory One Heck of a Blot Primer. Instant Perfecting Power. Shine with Shine Block for 12 hours. I'm feeling a bit shiny, you guys, so 50-50 on this guy. I do like the way it feels on the skin, but as far as being like mattifying, this didn't matte me the way that my Peach Perfect does. So I am going to test this out again, but I don't know. Listen, when I am trying to be matte, I am trying to be matte. Dry. Matte. No, not dry, but just, you guys know what I mean. And I'm just, maybe it's just my under eyes. Like, if I do this for the rest of the video, like, I'm like, okay, girl, on fleek. I'm getting so much, like, flashback. From that powder, I feel like that powder is not my friend. Nope. That's unfortunate. So, out of... Oh, yeah, and the AOA, of course. I don't want to forget about this. This is gorgeous. I love this. I will be using those, definitely. Love the makeup wipes. Those are great. Love, love, love the Milani Dip Brow. My girl Courtney recommended this to me, and I'm just going to say, girl, this stuff is the bomb. So I'm going to be using this a lot. It's like my favorite thing I use besides the foundation. I do really, really like the foundation. And the pigment and these lashes are gorgeous. Love these lashes. So all in all, the things that I feel like I just cannot recommend to you guys is the eyeshadow palette and the under eye powder. I can't. I'm just so like bright and powdery under my eyes, and I don't like the eyeshadow palette. So those are my final thoughts. I loved everything else. I will be doing some more drugstore reviews for you guys. It's late, I'm tired, I'm rambling, so I'm going to get out of here because this video is probably like 55 hours long, and I'm sure that you guys are already bored. Some of you guys have clicked out of this video, thumbs downed it, and some of you guys are ready to knock me out because you're like, Sheena, just get to the point. But yeah, so if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on all social media, which is linked down below. Also, you guys, don't forget to put a smile on your face because it is truly the best makeup you can wear. And a quick disclaimer, the point of these videos is to test out the products and see what's new and what's good and see what I can recommend to you guys so you aren't out there wasting your money. Remember, please, that every product works differently for every person. So you can only take my opinion so far, but in order to figure out if you like something, you just got to go with it and test it out. And that's just going to depend on you and your coins. So that's it, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye, guys. It can be replied. Alright, you guys, so we are back with our they don't look good. I don't like them. Actually, really?